through the lens of a first gen. From an early age, I always saw myself stronger than anyone around me. I felt that what one person could do, I could do too. My mom dropped out in the ninth grade to go back to work in the cotton fields, and my dad barely graduated high school. To be honest, I have no idea where my college ambition came from, but it was something that I knew I needed to do. My freshman year in high school, I went straight to the counselor's office where I pulled all the college bulletin notifications from the wall and sent them off. I told my mom I wanted the colleges to come looking for me when I was a senior instead of me looking for them. This helped me pave the way for the next 4 years in high school. I knew I needed to go above and beyond in order to get the colleges to come looking for me. Fast forward to my senior year. I was elected senior class president, where I was mistress of ceremonies at graduation. I graduated with honors and in the top 10% of my class. I had achieved what I wanted to in my freshman year. I was the first in my family to go to college. My parents were not big on higher education. In fact, they really didn't know much of how to help me succeed in college or even with college policies if I had a problem. Were they supportive? Yes, maybe. I know deep down inside they were proud of me and my accomplishments, but to say it out loud, I don't think they told me. They went to all my graduations, and I had a best friend that said to me, "Another graduation?" I was commonly referred to as the professional student since I was always in college and continued with my degrees until I got my master's. I worked 3 and 4 jobs on top of going to school full time. Then, when I went to grad school, I was a supervisor to 10 people during the day and full time grad student Monday through Friday at night until 10 p.m. Those were the longest days, but well worth the efforts once I crossed the stage. Grad school was the most challenging part of my college experience. My school year, or my second year in grad school, my mom had to have emergency quadruple bypass surgery. I had to take 3 incompletes to stay home to take care of her. When I was unable to return, or when I was able to return to grad school and turn in my work, it wasn't the best of me, and that was reflected in my grades as I made C's. I wouldn't understand the ramifications of this ordeal until a year and a half later when I got a call from the graduate school dean, that I was ineligible for graduation. I cried and cried and cried, and my mom and I went to pray at the church in hopes that I would find a solution. After the shock of not being able to graduate, I was able to find out what it was that I could do. Grade appeal. I had to appeal a class I had taken at the time I was supposed to graduate. And while I knew the professor didn't like me, I ended up making a C in her class, and it was because of her class that I had became ineligible for graduation. I appealed her grade over the summer and praying to all the gods that I would be granted the opportunity to win and retake the course. In the end, I was granted a win and was instructed to take a core course, of which I passed and was finally able to walk the stage. It is through these hardships that I never gave up until I was satisfied with where I wanted to go. I tell this story every semester to my students that they understand where I come from and what I have been through. Not for their sympathy, but for their understanding that challenges will come, but they will make it. Another thought I share with my students is that I never forget where I come from, nor that I was once a student. I feel that this helps me relate to them on their level and to me to them. I believe this makes me human in their eyes. This makes me an equal to them. Looking through their eyes, I am always learning to be a more equitable minded instructor.